lay behind you. Good times lie ahead. With company worth keeping, that'll bash a smile on your head. Come on in, the door's open, you'll find just the finest folks here. Pull up a chair, grab a drink, and lend our stories your ear. Cause we're the talk at the tavern. Here you're always welcome. The talk at the tavern. Promising beer and bedlam. The talk at the tavern. Music, medicine, then some. The talk at the tavern. The song's over. Here we come.
Okay, and welcome to a Monday, March 16th Talk of the Tavern, where tonight's topic, by the way, happy St. Patrick's Day, before I forget that in the next 8 seconds. Tonight is worldwide pandemic, World Health Organization versus toilet paper. That's what we're going to talk about here. So I am your host, I'm Travis Sivart, and my vices tonight are a lot of things, because, hey, when the world's ending, even if it's just make-believe and panic, let's celebrate. So I have Guinness, and I have bourbon, and I will probably light a pipe because I feel like it goes better with the outfit than a cigar. It's more leprechaun-y and a little... Ireland, I think maybe I should talk like this all night with my Irish accent and see how that holds up. I can tell you how they're after me Lucky Charms. Gary, how are you? Let's do some introductions. Let's just go around clockwise for me, so directly above me there's Edward.
Hey, what's up, people? Being St. Patty's Day, Jameson,
Nice.
castmate.
Nice. Is that the stout one?
Yes, it is the stout. I don't know where it came from. Somebody left it here during the party, never even opened it.
Could have
but,
been
hey,
me. I
it's
probably
good.
brought you a bottle.
Oh, well, thank you.
It might not have been me, though. I don't actually remember. But I
It
know I
might have
mentioned
been me.
Thank you anyway.
Yeah.
It was me.
Chris, you want in on
Well,
this?
it certainly wasn't me.
Anything else for you there, Ed?
That's it.
Okay. Andrea, you're next.
Oh, yay, me.
Blast from the past.
Hmm?
I said a blast from the past.
Yeah, I haven't been here for a while, but class was canceled because everybody's full of the plague. You know. Well, I don't have any Jameson or anything, but I do have tea in my Batman glass.
Ooh.
Nothing says St. Patrick's Day like Batman, right?
That's right. Oh, he's one of those.
Tragedy.
Yeah,
Should be in the
Batman.
Green Lantern glass.
Oh.
I think that one's broken.
Nope, it's there.
Ah.
Elizabeth, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey, good evening, everyone. This is Pickle Lady from Pickleman Productions. And goodbye, everyone. Slanja. Tonight, I am drinking. And as always, something that's good for you. Guinness. And coffee. And as always, wada. But today I have my Ireland rugby shirt on. Woo! Live for rugby. And it's a real rugby shirt. It's even got the plastic buttons. So happy St. Patty's Day, everyone. Woohoo!
And Chris.
I'm Chris. I am drinking some purple stuff and then my Vikings blood mead.
No.
Very good. So, before we
No Dr.
forget,
Pepper this evening.
No,
let's raise our
because
glasses.
the grocery store doesn't have any left.
Wow.
Has nothing.
What's wrong?
So, before we go any further, let's talk about Ireland. Let's raise our glasses to me Irish friends and family are over there in Northern Ireland. So, here's to the orange, here's to the green, and something clever.
Potatoes.
Slanja.
That first bite out of the bottle is always a little heartier than the rest, isn't it? Which, yeah, Chris was saying. What do you got?
Hey, Teresa's home. She just bought toilet paper.
Oh.
Ooh.
Know what y'all are doing tonight.
All night long. All night long.
Okay.
I can't see you.
Okay.
Oh, just the voice. I hear the voice.
Hi,
Andrea's waving.
Queen of the Hearth. Goddess of the Hearth.
Oh. So yeah, it's
Thank you.
I guess I'll briefly go over. Don't forget, when you hear this noise, that means Travis wants to read off some reader comments, whether they're real or just he makes them up. I do want to point out to all you great folks that have been throwing bits, Twitch has now given us bit emotes. So I have made some quick ones up just to have some new ones up there for you guys. So there are some new emotes for you, and I'll rework them so they're better. I just wanted something up there for you right now. So Ed, you're actually one of our bit leaders, so you should have like all the new ones, I think.
Oh, look at that.
So, and I know Elizabeth and Chris, you're both up there also. So tonight, I've got a huge list of notes of things that have been going on, mostly in the past 3 days. Thank you, Cold Brew. Thank you, Ed. There's to your faces.
Somebody said
Oh,
bits.
a hype train.
Carvilon cheered.
Uh-oh.
X100.
There
Took
we
off
go.
just the tip.
Oh, we go. Now we could all earn exclusive emotes that look like hairy Bigfoot asses and other such things. And I'll drink every time somebody throws bits.
X100.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know. I wish I
Oh,
brought
this is
water
going to be
now.
interesting.
I hear noises, but
You already said it now.
yeah. This is just Travis's excuse for drinking quickly.
Carvilon cheered.
So tonight we will be
X100.
talking about all the crazy shit that's really built up in the past 3 days or so. It's incredible how it's escalated. All based on a joke Ed threw into our little private Discord chat. And I went, great, we'll use that as the topic. And it was, let's see. Oh, I don't have Discord up now. But he basically went, and by the way, he predicted the stock market thing in this thing that he did. Do you have it in front of you, Ed?
I can find it.
It's pinned, so if you go to our Discord
Yeah.
chat, then hit the little push pin up top. If it exists.
Oh, here it is. And this was Thursday or Friday. I don't remember. World Health Organization has just labeled Corona a worldwide pandemic. We are canning more food this weekend. I just ordered an 80-roll case of ass wipe. It came in today, by the way. World stock market crashes on Monday. Should I sell my ass wipe or use it as a bartering tool to stay in my home?
Yeah. And I went, that is ridiculous enough, yet not so far-fetched that it can't work for this. Which, okay, my first question is, what's with buying all the goddamn toilet paper? Ed, you've got
It's going to
100
save the world.
new rolls in your house in the past 6 hours. The fuck?
You better go to the hospital if you're using that many rolls in the last 6 hours, because you probably get it.
Well, we have about 80, but that's normal for us.
Well-
Because we only buy it twice a year.
Yeah. But actually, diarrhea only happens to 3.7% of the people that get it. So it's...
More people get that from other stuff.
Yeah. What's
I
the-
got 10 rolls left. I'm good for a while.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the hype so much of getting diarrhea from the flu as spasming because people are thinking, oh shit, I'm going to get quarantined in my house for 14 days. I mean...
What are you going to do with all that toilet paper, though?
Build forts?
Yeah, sure, that'll
Save
work.
the world.
Halloween party.
Yes.
Mummy party. Maybe there's someone in the neighborhood they don't like. They're gonna go toilet paper their house.
But there are people
Culture.
literally buying out hand sanitizer. By the way, big clue in on hand sanitizer. For it to kill 99.9% of all germs, you have to soak the germs in it for 18 plus hours. Okay?
Right.
Use soap.
Right.
It works better.
Everclear works better.
It does. Well, I'm not saying hand sanitizer doesn't do something, but to kill 99.9, you have to have yourself immersed in it so long you're dying. So maybe it kills a portion and stuff on contact, but yeah, it's not the magic shield. It's not the Mormons' magic underwear. It's the Mormons or Jehovah Witness. Who has magic underwear? I mean, besides
Mormons.
Andrea. Okay.
The Mormons.
Okay.
See, everybody stop throwing bits, but I am still drinking because I am dedicated to this. Yeah. So, one thing I noticed because I stopped by the liquor store today, and I walked in, and I'm like, here's the little bottle of liquor I'm getting, and the woman's like, do you want two? And I'm like, no, it's okay. And she's like, are you sure? I'm like, what? Why? Oh, what? 23.
23.
Thank you for your 23.
I had to make them even.
And she told me people are coming in and buying like the 1.75 liters of alcohol by the case now.
Wow.
People are buying
Why?
that alcohol the way. Well, why?
Why not?
Because they got all this toilet paper. They need something to make them need
You
it.
can sanitize more stuff with that.
Are they having Molotov cocktail parties? I don't know about it.
It could be. It could be.
I think
do-
they're selling it. I think they're going to sell it and bump up the price. They're price gouging.
No, it's.
I do have 6 bottles of Everclear though.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh.
Um.
I thought they should sell that stuff.
No, Toei, I don't think they are upselling because they had a lot of empty spaces, and also the government might be shutting them down in the next 24 hours for the next couple weeks. And Cold Brew, thank you for those bits. Appreciate that. Hype Train's gone, but I am still going to just raise my glass to that. And I like you guys are using the Shamrocks. That's awesome.
Oh, shit, I better get to the liquor store.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought you were making your own.
I did. Well, beer. I made my own beer, but,
So how many ounces of beer did $50 kit make?
2 gallons.
Good lord.
Yeah.
Okay, what is there, 128 in a gallon?
Yeah. So I got 750 milliliters out of it. So it's like $10 a beer to make. Which you could spend $10 on a beer. It's not that. It's pretty easy.
On a
Yeah, but
fancy
then you
beer,
don't
yeah.
have to do all the work.
I wouldn't do it for a regular, consistent consumption, but as something special, an enjoyment. Like I enjoy cooking. I enjoy making. I'll continue it. But yeah,
By the way,
definitely it has to be drunk quickly though.
but it costs that
Definitely
much
is
for
not
the
a-
kit to just get the little packet to make the next thing is substantially cheaper.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
So
absolutely.
it won't be $10 a beer next time. It'll be about half that, $4 or $5 a beer.
We'll find out. I will let you know.
And I really appreciate how
Where's the nickel?
I went, how many ounces is that? And you gave me like how many gallons. So I converted it to ounces, and then you're like milliliters. And I'm like, God damn it, now I don't know what I'm doing. Who fucking goes, I've got a 200 milliliter beer here? Nobody, ever.
It's like
The
it's what, like,
entire rest of the world.
Probably not the
Big
Brits.
deal. We're
Solid.
American.
Nope.
It's like
in the
24
UK, I'm in
ounces,
there,
isn't
they're
it?
like, do you want a pint? Not, do you want 200 milliliters?
Well, they need to change that shit.
It's too many syllables
That's
for
what
a
you
drunk
get.
person to say. I want a double, make it 400 milliliters.
there you go.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Wow, I like how people are being quarantined now, or they're staying home to not get infected, or to help stop the virus. And it's like this new discovery, and I was joking around like
Stay home
everyone's
anyway.
everyone's becoming an introvert writer. They're all shocked that you can actually stay home and not go out and live a life. If the internet goes down, we're screwed. It will be world panic, and we can't. People don't read anymore. Just people on this show and who watch the show.
They're the only ones that read. No, they don't read either. Here's a
Never.
quote that we can toast from Colin Powell. There are no secrets to success. It's the result of preparation, hard work, and learning from failure.
I have learned a lot.
You're here.
I just posted that last month.
Did you? So, going on what Elizabeth was going on there, I'd love to go around the little circle here. 42 bits. Oh, is that just showing up? Cogsley is just... Well, Cogsley is behind the time. Damn it, Cogsley. I'd like to go around and just have each of us talk a little bit about the things they've seen with the little bit of paranoia, craziness that's going on. But the direct things that you guys have seen. Chris, can we start with you?
Ooh, I was gonna say I don't know that I've seen anything directly,
theater
with the
shut down.
exception of the grocery store has been, surprisingly or unsurprisingly bare. But yes, they have shut down my theater for the foreseeable future. Yeah.
So what kind of
I still
stuff
have to go to work.
What kind of stuff was gone in the grocery store?
It was just bare. There, like, everything was gone. Produce, like, bread aisle, like, all of it. Just the frozen aisle was empty. Everything is just empty.
So, like, I know, but like everything, like light bulbs and clothespins, or, are they getting everything, or is it just the foods? Like, I had one person at work tell me it was crazy. They went in, all the bread is gone, all this is gone, all that's gone. Doritos, wall to wall. No problem with Doritos. They had tons of those. And I'm like, what? I'm like,
What kind of Doritos?
So, did you see anything that wasn't?
Condoms were lacking.
They were lacking. Now, don't brag and let's
They're
keep
being
to the
responsible.
topic.
They are now.
So, was there anything not being bought up?
I don't recall. Like, I wasn't really paying attention. I was just trying to find the things that I normally go grocery shopping for.
So, what about you, Elizabeth?
Soda bread, lunch meat,
Condoms.
cheese.
Condoms.
Oh my God.
Condoms.
I happened to walk through the aisle, yes.
Yeah, you did.
With no pants. I'm not shoplifting. Got an
That's
18
why they
pack.
can confess.
You can get 3 different sizes this way if you layer them thick enough. Elizabeth, I know you're on the road, so you've got to be seeing some things.
I live in a small town,
Mhm.
so the only thing I saw was definitely toilet paper was out, but they were getting another shipment. It was Friday. Once the state of emergency was declared, I had gone to the store earlier, and then I thought, let me just get a little bit to get through midweek to the end of the next week. And that's when I noticed the toilet paper was completely bought out, but they were bringing a truckload that night. And just fruit. Some fruit and veggies were gone, but everything else, people weren't acting crazy in my neck of the woods. They were pretty responsible. No more chaos than normal. But I'll be hitting the hospital tomorrow, so I will let you know the updates.
A quick hello to the King of Ireland who just popped in, saying, hey from Ireland. I was actually king of a small area in Ireland for 3 minutes. True story.
Yeah, it was.
Cheers.
So what about you, Andrea? I know you've talked about a few things that are crazy.
Okay, well, I guess before they limited quantities of bleach, Clorox, Lysol wipes, hand sanitizer, toilet paper, all that stuff. Because at Lowe's, we sell masks, dust masks for people that, do projects.
Mm-hmm.
Basket loads. People were filling up their baskets with them. And they were all gone in a couple of days before they even started limiting the quantities. And I would get yelled at by people because of it. The ones that need it for their work, they can't do their job effectively. And then the toilet paper, I have people yelling at me, well, I would never do that. I would never buy it all. Really? I don't care.
Yeah, you
But
would if it got bad.
But they're yelling at me because somebody else bought it. They didn't get there soon enough. So what I've seen is people being nasty. Don't be nasty to us because we go to work. We have to expose, all the retail workers and things have to expose themselves to everything so you can get what you need.
And it
Be
makes it
nice.
worth it to go to where she works if she'll expose herself for you.
Woo!
Damn, 3 hours. Damn.
Now, a couple comments. The King of Ireland says we're on lockdown at the moment, not fun. And I did type in chat there, Kingy. What's that mean? What exactly is the definition of lockdown? Like the military came by and put a bolt on your door? What's going on there?
And are you in Ireland?
Yes.
Where are you at?
He is from Ireland. And by the way,
Okay.
according to his icon there, he may well be the same kind of Irish that you are Scottish, Ed.
Oh.
No, I think he's a black dude. To summarize that one and make it clear. Gary says, I didn't buy anything bulk or even more of anything because of this. As far as toilet paper, just grabbed a roll from the warehouse to hold me over because everyone else is losing it. The whole course of things is fishy to me. We will get into the paranoid conspiracy theories in a few minutes because I do have some comments in that direction, Gary.
I haven't. Thing you said, what are you seeing that's not being sold out of?
Yeah.
Pet food.
Really?
Pet food.
Because I am more
Because
worried
when
about...
I went to get the cat litter and stuff, I'm like, you need to feed your pets because if we are going to get on lockdown, they're going to eat your face. Take care
Yeah,
of them.
that's kind of odd to me. I mean, if you're going to be locked down, you're going to want your pets good and fattened up. So in case you run out of food.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But nobody's buying it, so...
Go
what
eat
do you
dinner, guys. Go eat dinner.
G-Ref will feed us for a week.
When we run out of boneless chicken breast, we're going to need some Chinese food. Ed, what about you? What are you seeing out there?
Nothing really. The stores, of course, are crazy. You know, I already knew that before I walked into one the other day. Nothing I really would say strange. I mean, I'm in the security industry. Most people know that already, but we have some sites where we actually have to take people's temperature before they can come onto the property. Yeah, yeah.
How are you taking their temperature, Ed?
With a thermometer, not mine.
Put this in there and see where the red goes. So, why?
We have about 3 or 4 retirement communities,
Okay.
and they are really concerned that if somebody comes in there affected, you know, let's face it, it is affecting older people more than younger people. So, yeah.
You know,
It's one of the big factors for us closing the theater as our average patron age is over 65.
Yeah.
Andrew, you want to talk about that old lady that you told me about an hour ago?
In the break room at work, some coworkers we were all talking about the virus because we do. There is a lady that she's 104 years old. She got it, and she's okay. She's overcome it. It's a survivor. So if someone that is 104 can survive this, we can. Just be healthy, you know?
Yeah.
Let me do this.
I got a comment on that, but I'll wait for Travis.
Thank you, Elizabeth. I'll make this very quick. Guys, I'm dropping a link of a shirt I made for the tavern here that relates to tonight's topic. So feel free to go in there and take a look at that and purchase one to support our strength in surviving this. Elizabeth, what do you have there?
Okay. So a few weeks ago on the show, I raised the point of if you were sick, like seriously sick, you shouldn't go out into public, just
Ever.
in general, as a courtesy to people.
Mhm.
And I know people have bills, and I feel people struggling, but if you're sick, you don't. And, you know, there was a little argument there, but I stand by that. Now, Thursday, before we're at national emergency level, I'm at school. And the school has put out continuous emails about washing your hands, no more hugging or fondling each other as you do at school, you know, in the primate cage, you know. And one of the things that was and they make it very clear, bright line rules, just like law, boom, boom, boom. And then one of the big thing they put in bold letters is it's if you do not feel well, don't come to school. And I was passing a woman who's just hacking and coughing, and I don't hide I have very, very clear communication with my face, and I must have been
You?
glaring at her. And it's shocking. And she says to her friends and to me, "Oh, it's just allergies. It's just allergies." You're still spreading germs. Even if you think it's allergies, even if you have any excuse, you're still spreading mucus and what's in your system.
I
And so now we're at the point we're doing lockdown. Like, finally, people need to start waking up, having some accountability for your health.
some of the things that I've
I
seen. Oh, go ahead, Ed.
Um, yeah, you are absolutely 100% correct. However,
butt
every,
monkey.
everything I said before that was bullshit. But then, however, we do live in a society today in America where, yes, our bosses every year, HR will say those type of things. If you are sick, don't come to work. The moment you pick up that phone and say, "I'm not feeling well, I don't think I can make it in today," how bad are you? They act like no one else can do your job but you. They
That's
treat you like
true.
no one else can do your job but you. So therefore, many of us choose to go to work sick.
That's true. However, at some point, at what point, that's all
Well,
I'm saying.
that's something
And
we're
I
going to
do not
go.
like that, and I stand by that. People
Okay.
who say, "Oh, it's
Okay,
just
I'm taking over
allergies." Did
because
you have a
I
blood
still want
test
to
that morning?
respond to what was said earlier.
Ah,
I'll point it out. In this topic, I actually want to get a turn too.
No.
I know. John says, good thing I don't work. We know, John. We know. Something I want to reply to the whole allergy things. I saw a post on Instagram today that says coronavirus symptoms, flu symptoms, allergy symptoms. Okay, that post was wrong. Here's the symptoms of coronavirus: fever in almost 90%, dry cough in almost 70%, fatigue in 40%, sputum production, in other words, phlegm, in almost 35%, shortness of breath almost 20%, muscle or joint pain 15%, sore throat 14%, headache almost 14%, chills in almost 12, nausea or vomiting in 5, nasal congestion in 5, diarrhea in about 4%. So, there's like one thing that allergies get that's not in that list. And everything that's in your common cold or flu is in that list. So, if you know it's allergies, and by the way, being of the age, I don't know about you guys. I wake up in the morning, I'm a little phlegmy, I'm a little coffee. In an hour to 2 hours, it's gone.
It's gone.
And there's been
It's gone.
days since this started where I walk into work and I still have a little bit of that hanging on. And I'll get a little face mask and put it on, not because I'm worried about anything, except other people panicking.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as for weird things I've seen, I have a buddy at work that told me today his father delivers to Costco. He has had people accosting him at Costco at the back of his truck as he's opening the doors to back it to the bay door, insisting that he take their money so they could run off with just a little bit of water, and
Mm.
almost getting into a fight over it.
Mm.
My brother works at Walmart in Colorado, and yeah, they're not able. They ordered 10 pallets of frozen pizzas, only got 5. So there are already shortages beginning to
Mhm.
happen.
Mhm.
And these are paranoia shortages. We're getting an economic glut right now. As much as the stock market plummeted today,
Yep.
we're getting this huge surge of money into our economy. But 3 weeks from now, we're definitely going to have shortages as people finally devoured everything and production didn't keep up with consumption. So there's going to be a cascade effect here. Um, so that's some of the weird things. I mentioned the liquor store. I did talk to Domino's, and they said they were a little slow this past weekend. I think because everybody spent their paycheck on toilet paper and beer at the grocery.
Yeah.
This weekend, though, I suspect, since everybody's stocked up on that stuff, fast food, considering they're shutting down restaurants, except for
Mm-hmm.
delivery and carryout, almost nationwide. Not quite yet, but almost. More of them every hour are calling on this. We're going to see that explode this weekend, and then they're all going to be shut down anyway. So
Well, what's a delivery thing? I read an article that, these people are going to work and doing everyone a service. Be nice to them, number one. But they're saying that the delivery drivers are leaving the stuff at the door instead of having to interact and be exposed.
Yeah.
So
Amazon,
if that's the policy, people comply with it.
Amazon in the bathroom have of course, wash your hands. And as Elizabeth and I and each of us has said, if you weren't washing your hands before, you're a dumb fuck anyway. Because remember, washing your hands now stops you from spreading the coronavirus. Washing your hands before now and after now helps you stop spreading pink eye because you got feces under your nails. So, yeah. There's pros and cons to each side.
There was a poster at the hospital. It said, it wasn't even an ounce, it was like a gram. 1 gram of feces matters contains over 1 trillion bits of bacteria. Wash your hands.
Yeah, that's how you get the Ebola. Do you want the Ebola?
There was so many zeros, I lost count. Like, okay.
I mean, all the toilet paper in the world is not going to keep you from wash your hands.
The big thing, too, though, is you can carry stuff and not have any of the symptoms. You can be a carrier.
Yes.
But what I wanted to go back to is allergies. Yes, I have allergies. I have redheads in my family. I have allergies. That's, I think, why I get sick so much. Here's an idea. If you're not feeling well, like you're coughing and hacking, don't send your children to school. Because you are still spreading bacteria or what's in you. And unless you just within hours had a blood test or a swab in the back of your throat, you don't know what you have. And the excuse really burns me up. Oh, it's just allergies. So I get to spew all over everyone. Spew. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm done for the evening on that one.
No, not for the evening. Gary says, I want some Corona so people shut up. I've thought about that, Gary, and that's why I made the shirt. I'm like, man, I kind of want it just so, 6 months from now, 10 years from now, I can be like, yeah, I had that shit. I survived it. I didn't even get
Everybody
sick.
should buy a shirt and buy one for their friends.
There you go.
It's
So I have some notes here, but do we want to talk? I think we should talk about some of these headlines I have first. Everybody okay with that? Before I, okay.
Shoot.
Now I've got headlines, and I actually have a few articles that I got things up. I'm gonna shoot through the headlines really quick. There's probably 20 of them or so. And then we can pick them apart, repeat them, and talk about them. Then I'll look at the articles and see if they're interesting. And we might go over 2 hours tonight, just because we could do this without notes. With notes, So Israel prepares to convert 4 hotels to quarantine sites. Canada closing its borders to non-citizens because of coronavirus. U.S. citizens exempt from ban for the moment. More than 3,000 new coronavirus cases reported in Italy in the last 24 hours. Hold on, I gotta see what that noise is. Thank you, Ed.
Count cheered. X200.
This one I'll talk about later if nobody else does. Airlines will request $50 billion assistance package. Trump said we will back the airlines 100% during coronavirus outbreak. And now U.S. airports seek $10 billion in government assistance. Hungary closes borders to foreigners at midnight. Spain shuts down its land borders. Turkey closes cafes and gyms to stop the spread. Rhode Island bans gatherings of more than 25 people. Indiana closed state museum, limits bars and restaurants. New Jersey introduced statewide 8 p.m. curfew. A lot of states are issuing curfews. I want to talk about that too. That goes in the paranoia direction. Trump admin is discussing recommending curfews across the country. Connecticut, New York, New Jersey ban gatherings of more than 50. New York City orders nightlife shutdown while bars, restaurants go takeout only. New York City is considering everything, including curfew. Russia will close its borders to foreigners on Wednesday. France closes its borders. Several cities, including Philly, San Francisco, and entire states, including Maryland, have already issued the order for bars, restaurants to close as soon as this evening. Saturday Night Live suspends production until further notice. McDonald's will close its seating areas and restaurants due to outbreak. And, on the brighter side of things, Amazon will fill 100,000 new positions due to surge in online orders. So don't get in
Walmart's closed
large
now.
groups, but let's have a whole fucking warehouse with hundreds of people at a time,
Sure, why not?
where they're all
It'll be
breathing heavily and
fine.
panting and sweating.
I would like to say one thing about that list you were going through. Israel, you got this, okay? Just don't do the chanting and the singing this time. It didn't work out too well for you in World War Z.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Very
Don't bring them over the wall.
Oh, Zwimba. Wait, sorry, no, wrong place.
Wrong one.
Yeah. Any commentary? Anything strike anybody's attention on that, or shall I just go straight into what interests me?
I was going to say Walmart, which is usually 24 hours,
That's another one. Yeah,
is closing.
they're closing at
Yeah,
night.
6 to 11. Yeah.
And they have stated officially it's so they have time to restock things. I'll tell you, there are two
That's a
other.
great idea.
They should have tried that a long time ago then.
Well, there's two other unofficial reasons. One is so you quit buying for that amount of time. So they cut into how much stuff is going out their door. The other one I am willing to bet is totally security. There's going to be especially if things escalate anymore, we're going to start to see looting, rioting, theft, robbery.
Oh, yeah.
Angry
Absolutely.
people being stupid.
Good for me.
No.
I'll call in sick
Ed,
that day at work.
I would. You're not going to get a pay raise if they get angry and violent. And this is bad for you, buddy.
It'll be good for me, trust me.
Yeah, you know what? Tell that to the raccoon, big bad guy. You weren't armed at that time, though, were you?
I was not armed that night. If so, I would have been eating raccoon the next morning.
But Rocket, he had a gun. There's Chris.
And an attitude. Good
Thanks,
God.
Chris.
So we are seeing cities, states, and even whole countries shutting down borders like San Francisco. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was San Francisco that shut down its borders earlier. Of course, Disney World is closed. The NBA, the baseball one, whatever those initials are, has pushed back its season indefinitely. Yeah, I know. I'm a big sports guy. MLB, Major League Baseball, that's it, right? NFL? NHL?
That's it. Major League Baseball.
And the NHL and all of them. No more sports.
Yeah.
Suddenly people like closed borders.
We have
Interesting
truth.
that.
This goes into the paranoia thing I wanted to talk about. How long till martial law, folks? They're calling curfews, they're shutting down borders. And once it's martial law, especially in a place like Russia, where Putin just put through to extend his thing till like past 2025 when his term ends, and he's like, how about just keep it indefinite? It's just easier.
We don't know, and that's the thing, and that's the thing that makes people uneasy. Now, just recently, I was at the one of my other jobs, and I ran into a friend of mine, and he's a retired lieutenant colonel from the Army, and we were chit-chatting about this and about that, and finally he said, God, you know, I should be in Switzerland right now. My wife and I were planning on going, but we canceled because she has a challenged immune system from shingles and this and that. And he said, we didn't want to chance it with her health, and we didn't want to get stuck over there. Now, this is before everything had happened.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, military, we're used to alerts. We're used to things going wrong. We're used to getting orders, don't leave your home, non-essential personnel. It's part of the life. So we're aware of that. And I think it is, you know, this is the optimism. Unfortunately, people are dying, but there is positive about this experience where we're learning to appreciate the freedom and what we had. We're maybe even toughening up a little bit. Like, you know, so you have to stay home. What did you really, I mean, it's inconvenient. Maybe you need to buy it's inconvenient. You know, maybe there's this and that, but these are things that we have taken for granted. And we've gotten a little fat. We've gotten a little lazy. And, sometimes life sucks. Sometimes life sucks. Sometimes it's a bad dice roll, and we just have to keep calm and pickle on.
Staying home is natural for me. Which, by the way, about an hour ago, I pulled an article about Switzerland. Switzerland bans all events and closes shops. Switzerland's government banned all private and public events from midnight local time on Monday for more than a month, according to a statement from the Swiss Federal Council. Quote, until April 19th, every shop, restaurant, bar, and all recreational areas should remain closed. There will be an exception for supermarkets and health services, the statement said. From midnight today, we'll also impose border controls with Germany, Austria, and France. The Swiss government also deployed 8,000 military personnel to assist with coronavirus measures. Countries are now deploying the military. Which, yeah, if we live in a good world with good people, this is great stuff and definitely helpful. If we live in that other world, it's horrifying. We live in the middle ground. And what I think will happen is, first of all, most things will go back to normal across the world. But there will be a few places that go, we've got these things in place, let's use this.
We'll see.
Ed, any thoughts on this?
Hopefully not.
My only thought through all of this is why now? Why this time around? We didn't do this with SARS. We didn't do this with swine flu. We didn't do this with bird flu. We didn't do this with the recent Ebola outbreak. Why now?
Or the Zika.
Someone's making money. Someone's making money. Someone's making a lot of
Or
money.
what else is going on that they're trying to hide?
Well, don't want to be a conspiracy.
Yes.
But what the fuck,
One of our carpenter overhires, they're in the remainder of this week tearing down the set. Well, taking the set apart so it can be stored and used again later, is a conspiracy theorist and has decided that this is all Trump's plan
Worldwide.
to keep himself in power and declare martial law, and then we don't have to do elections, and it's just Trump, 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 Trump. And we're all sitting there going, you need to calm down.
Yeah.
We're probably not going to hire you back.
And Chris
I
isn't
don't
even a Trump
think
fan
it's
by any
Trump.
measure.
No,
Say again, Andrea?
Hang on, Andrea, say it again.
I don't think it's Trump doing this, but I wouldn't put it past the government.
Interesting. Yeah, I agree, and I wouldn't put it past several governments.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. It is quite suspicious. I can't get to it because it's in my WhatsApp application. A friend sent me a list, and it's from Hamburg University about the deaths so far of 2020 and how serious is coronavirus. And the number one killer of this century, of 2020, is cancer, with over 1.5 million. And then you go down the list, and way up there was alcohol, and then a little bit farther down, accidents, and then flu was still real big up there, and suicide is still, and corona is just tiny, infinitesimal compared to that. So
But it
it's just a reminder,
Mm-hmm.
keep it in perspective, gang. Keep it in perspective.
And allow that
And we talked about that on the show.
but also allow that
Well-
perspective to change.
Absolutely.
Andrea?
Well, see, they're talking about all the deaths that have happened. Okay, great. How many people are in poor health? How many people die every day anyway, but we're focusing on this one thing? Yeah. For panic. It's just a cause of panic.
Or all of those people that have died of the regular flu because they're just those
They went to
of
work.
us who don't go to the doctor when they're sick.
Maybe.
Or they don't have
Maybe.
health care.
Right.
They don't have health care.
Like, this is still just a flu. It just hides its symptoms longer, and you go downhill much faster after the 2 weeks. Like, unlike other flus, the flu, you get it. And by like day 4 or 5, you're like, oh no, I'm like really sick. I should go to the doctor. Whereas this is like, I've been incubating for 2 weeks and now I'm going to fucking kill you in the next 36 hours.
Well, has anybody thought of the connection? Okay,
It's
maybe it's
a
just
little
me.
more than that. It's like 4 days, but
Thought of the connection. How many of these people that have the coronavirus or died from it got the flu shot?
Hmm.
Well, the coronavirus is not the flu. They're unrelated
Yeah, it's not a flu.
virus, different strains.
Well, they compare it. They say flu-like symptoms. So, but still, how many of those got the flu shot? Maybe it was something that was, I don't know.
Well, I mean,
Just
the
a thought.
outbreak started in China, in Wuhan.
That's racist.
No,
It's a fact. Which, by the way, there are now more than 4,000 confirmed coronavirus cases in the U.S. as of 3.5 hours ago. There are at least 4,008 cases of the novel, which is essentially saying new coronavirus, because this is not the first coronavirus. This is actually SARS-2, just so everybody
Right.
knows. And that's according to state and local health agencies, governments, U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention. There are 70 cases from reported citizens per the CDC, according to blah, 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 tested through U.S. public health systems. 3938 cases in 49 states, D.C., U.S. territories, bringing the number to 4,008. West Virginia remains the only U.S. state without any confirmed cases, and at least 70 people have died. Elizabeth, thank you. And John last week got flu, shingles, and tetanus. Either he's going to fucking explode in 48 hours, or he's going to live forever.
He's immortal.
By the way, he means
one of my
shots.
coworkers is from West Virginia, and he goes, well, that's because everyone's doing meth, and clearly that is the answer that cures corona. Get your meth.
On it.
Then he sold
Have you heard
Chris-
about the parties the millennials are having? And they're saying like the coronavirus is helping eliminate the boomer generation. And they're all getting together and partying because they think it's not going to affect them.
You know what? I
Well, let
want
him
then-
do that. That's fine.
Yeah, I want
And
to
I guess
encourage.
Hillary Duff came out and told them to stop acting like morons.
See, actually, I want to encourage them in that
There's some
behavior. I think
really
that's
great
great.
coronavirus playlists on Spotify. We were playing one in the theater on Friday.
No, really?
Oh yeah, it
Anyone
starts
you
off
recommend?
with Britney's Toxic, and then like Don't Stand So Close to Me.
Can you
Can't
post
touch
it first?
this. Hold on.
I think I read something the other
Chris.
day saying that they may have come up with a cure for it.
There is
Has
a
anybody
vaccine
else
being
heard
tested.
that?
Yes.
A vaccine. That's what it is. A vaccine.
There's a Canadian one and a one from Israel, Israeli company.
Told you,
And-
Israel. Told you.
Told you, man, Israel. And they've had it for a while, and people were like, no, no, no. We don't want it.
If I can help, about 6 hours ago, this was posted. First participant in a coronavirus vaccine trial given dose. A novel coronavirus vaccine trial in the U.S. has now given a dose to its first participant, the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases announced Monday. The study aims to enroll a total of 45 healthy adults over a 6-week time frame. Each participant will receive 2 injections about a month apart in varying doses. Now, by the way, I do have news on the whole Arab world there, including Israel and everything. So there's a lot of different reactions from there. Did you know Iran is digging graves the length of a football field for mass burials?
Not a lot of indoor plumbing.
So, the vaccine is given to people that do not have the virus.
Yes. Because keep in mind,
Okay.
vaccines are a weakened form of the virus.
Yeah.
So they're given to healthy
Well-
people to see if the body can then create its immunity to it. Then the second dose tests that.
Okay. Because I know not everybody dies from it.
No.
I'm so sorry, but no.
No.
I just saw an article where someone very young did, though, and I don't know if it's true. It is the New York Post. So I'm not as quick on my articles this evening. I am not on my own internet, so
I spent 2 hours pulling up
I can't
articles.
put the quarters in quick enough.
Yeah. No, I spent 2 hours pulling up relevant information across different websites. That's funny. Over Elizabeth's shoulder, there's a woman peeking around. I don't know. That's a different one.
They're all around me. They think I'm here talking to myself.
Probably. And just laughing, yeah. By the way, for any of the viewers, if you're so inclined to let us know any opinions you have on any of this stuff, any weird stuff, cool stuff, paranoia stuff, calm your tits stuff, whatever, let us know. Chime it in. John says, may have been a young person on their phone looking up virus things and got hit by a car. Could have been.
Oh.
Could have been.
What, just now?
No,
Where you're
the
at?
young person who died from virus-related stuff.
He was a soccer coach, professional. So I'll look it up again for you guys.
So by young, you're talking like 30.
21.
Oh, and if you chime in to give us, like, what's happening where you're at, tell us where you're at. Like, at least what state.
Or country.
Or country, yeah.
Yeah.
True.
We don't need your home address. Just
Like King of Ireland, if you're still here,
Shit.
I am still curious what exactly lockdown means in your world. Because here, we're on quarantine, self-imposed quarantine, which to me is normal daily life. I come home and I don't bother other people. I stream, I write, I watch Netflix, I play a video game. Oh, this is so hard. I have enough food in my house for a week or two. I'm good.
Yeah, I prefer to interact over the internet instead of with actual in person.
So much easier to ban them than trying to drag them out of the house.
And we'll be fine for a while because I'm growing vegetables in the garden, so, you know.
That's true. And heaven knows I can use to lose a few pounds. So if the groceries aren't in the store, there's pros and cons. Who doesn't keep at least 2 weeks? What is that, Ed? Oh, wait.
Coronavirus challenge.
Oh, no.
Oh.
That's
I'm
great.
afraid, but I must.
Hey guys, I want to encourage everybody to take this challenge up. Sadly, I will not be participating for health reasons, but I encourage everybody else to take this up. Please.
That'll thin out the population real quick.
Remember, what doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. Go test
Or
that
an
shit.
idiot. She's looking at a toilet seat.
What doesn't kill you gets you on the internet.
Yep.
Or if it does kill you, probably the news.
Probably still on the internet. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
but not enough. Only 38,000. That's not
You know,
enough.
I think this is how I'm dressing when I go to work tomorrow. I think I'm just wearing this to work tomorrow.
I
Well,
think
it
you
is
should.
Patrick's Day, isn't it?
Yeah.
And no pants.
Spend it
Well,
on
somebody's going to get a
fat.
raise.
An airplane toilet seat.
Again,
It's not just a
Ew.
toilet seat she licked.
as much as we're going to say inappropriate things like, thank God for coronavirus, it's going to kill off the millennials who are idiots, it's going to kill off the old people. Our generation gets a chance, yay! And annoying children. Chris, just ask Grohl where he comes from with that one. John says, I'm going to get busy tonight getting our Yorktown store fixed from our pipe that broke and flooded the store. I've been amazed we still have folks coming in the game. Nice.
Poor John.
What I'm going to tell you guys is, look, go to World Health Organization website, CDC website, foreign websites of their government and their disease control. Get your information from there. What you get from the news is who shut down what. For information on the actual coronavirus, realize that in first world countries such as the United States, we're going to lose, I want to say it was like 0.03% to 0.5% mortality rate. It's like not even a full percent. Now, in third world countries, they're going to lose 3 to 5%, which, you know, when you hear the numbers like that, oh, that's nothing. When you realize, oh, 1,000 people died or 20,000 people died, oh, that's horrible. When you know 3 people personally that died from it, that's a tragedy.
That's a tragedy.
And somebody is going to be that person. Somebody possibly listening right now, somebody we might never meet, or it might be one of us. So keep that in mind. Even with our humor, go look at the facts, get the real facts. Don't just listen to us. Because if you listen to one source and go, I have everything I need, you're a moron. When I was researching things, I went from CDC to my state government site, to the WHO site, to CNN, Fox News, New York Post, matter of fact. Ooh, starting a Deadpool, that's a good idea, Toei.
Nice.
But that's the thing to consider too: is people are going to die,
Yes.
and what can you do to lessen that? And if it's just a matter of washing your hands and maybe staying at home a little bit longer than normally going out and partying and saving your money, well, is that so much to ask? Because maybe someone won't die because you do that. And it's consideration. It's, you know, protecting your fellow man.
It's passive action, is what it is.
Yeah. And you know what? And I want to say, and I forgot to say this, we hear all the horror stories about toilet paper. I've also read positive ones where there was an elderly man who wanted toilet paper and there wasn't any and this and that. And somebody brought him back to their car and gave him half of theirs.
Nice.
So, you know, there are good stories out there, people helping each other. And I just wanted to point that out, too.
Right.
It's not all bad. Yeah, you know.
Like
Good
Mr.
night, John.
Rogers says. Night, John.
Good night, John.
Like Mr. Rogers says, there's helpers. You need to
Look for the helpers.
just realize there's helpers. Yeah, because Tom Hanks did a movie where he was Mr. Rogers, and because Tom Hanks and his wife have the coronavirus, but he's still very positive on Twitter, Instagram, or whatever he's on, and he's thanking the people that are there helping,
Mm-hmm.
and that's awesome.
Yeah, pull your head out of your ass and don't be an idiot.
Well, I'm just raising my hand.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Do we get a break? Do we get our quick break?
Oh, it is that time. Yeah, sure, if you need one.
Yeah.
For all our viewers, you got to realize
head's
when
out of
some
my
of
hat.
these people hit a certain... Elizabeth just, like, shut off her fucking camera. Oh, she's back. Okay. Yeah, see, guys, when people get this age, you got to give them a break. Go ahead, Ed. It's okay.
Are you talking about Ed's age? What?
I'm talking about all their ages. They can't hold their bladder. I'll wait till they get back before I go pee.
No, you can do it right there. It's your chair. I'll judge you.
It's now as for you guys, I'm not even going to talk about subscription or bits in this tough time. Keep your money. Don't worry about that. Just show up, because remember, when we're all in self-imposed isolation or lockdown, depending what country you're in, Twitch is still a great way to socialize. Come hang out with us here. Come watch me write during the day. Come watch us stream on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday evenings for the different shows, which are also now, by the way, I don't know if Chris saw it, but they're actually up on Apple now, and I think Spotify, iHeartRadio is still waiting for approval. Okay, Toei, we'll be here.
Let's see if it'll focus.
That's
So that's Testudo, who is the University of Maryland mascot, and this is outside of the big library on campus. Someone has put a face mask to make sure Testudo doesn't get sick.
Is there a wig also?
No?
It's just a giant mask.
Oh, okay.
Is that a mask with a face on it?
No.
Can you just make Testudo bigger? Like, can you...
How about
Yeah, hold
unblur
on.
the
Also, let
background?
me unblur my background. That'll help.
It will.
Because that's what's...
Oh, that's his foreskin kind of neck, I guess. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. So can you guys keep doing
What is the
conversation
mascot?
while I go get another Guinness here? You good?
Sure.
Okay. Talk amongst yourselves. Keep them entertained, especially for the podcast. Thank you
You need
guys
to
for
hurry up
joining
and
us on the
go.
streaming services
He
after
needs
the
to
live
leave
show.
so you can talk about him. Not really.
One of the things that came up in my Google feed on my phone is that the coronavirus has spiked in searches on Pornhub, and in the last 3 days has had over 6 million searches
On Pornhub.
on Pornhub.
Are you one of those people that search for it?
Am I? No.
Well, I am
But
now.
apparently that is something that my phone thinks I need to know about.
That's great. How come my phone doesn't tell me this stuff? That's fabulous.
I don't know. I mean, my phone feed is like video games, Dungeons and Dragons, and then like coronavirus stuff. So like
Uh-huh.
My
Google wants to
corona.
keep me informed, but also wants to distract me. So Elizabeth,
Oh.
what you missed there.
I had a.
In the
Okay.
last 3 days, there's been over 1 million searches on Pornhub for coronavirus.
Oh no.
And within
No.
the last month, let's say the last, what is that, the last 20 days, there's been over 6 million searches.
On Pornhub?
Yep.
So they have the coronavirus porn.
No, they've been searched for it though. Well, that's okay. When all this stuff started happening, when my coworkers said at night
Chris.
they got Chinese food and a 6-pack of Corona just to, cause.
Coronavirus party.
Maniacs. Lemon infused water.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay.
Yeah, that's what the hotel offers. Dude,
I feel like shooting people in the head
you're
after I do this.
fancy, huh?
a fancy hotel. Fancy.
While
If it
we're
were
waiting
fancy, it would be cucumber.
while
Yep.
we're waiting,
My boss's boss keeps a water cooler with cucumbers soaking in it in his office. It's like,
Oh.
really?
Fancy. Does he
The
drink it
whole
like
cucumber.
this?
I don't know. I'm not on that half of the building.
Just a whole cucumber stuck in the water.
Yeah, but that's for later.
in a glass that
Ah.
size,
It's just a
4
cucumber.
ice cubes jammed against the side. Ugh. Okay. How about while we're waiting for Ed, I read a couple articles. They're short articles. I took the meat and potatoes out of it.
All right, go ahead.
Well, thank you. UK government will not legally enforce its new social distancing measures. So the UK government has basically said, everybody stay home, stop touching each other, don't go out your side, don't go outside.
Don't touch.
And they're like, you know what? Quote,
Touch yourself.
UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson said, a mature and grown-up democracy. The UK is a mature and grown-up democracy where people understand the advice being given to them. Basically saying we're not going to tell you to stay home with threats of fines or legal action. We think you're mature adults who can decide to do this on their own. By the way, why does Boris Johnson always look like he just woke up and had slept in his suit? His hair is...
Because he did.
Yeah, maybe he did.
It's possible. Idris Elba did tweet on Twitter. He said, this morning I tested positive for COVID-19.
19.
And I feel okay. I have no symptoms so far, but have been isolated since I found out about my possible exposure to virus. Stay home, people, and be pragmatic. I'll keep you updated on how I'm doing. No panic. Love this guy a little more. By the way, he did 2 little fist bumps, and they're black guy fists. Ed, there you go.
Go ahead, Andrea.
Did you say stay home and be pregnant?
That
man.
well, he is a black man talking to white women. Just saying.
Okay, well there we go.
Fist bump. By the way, I've got at least a dozen people at work that are now fist bumping
We,
because
we have downgraded from the fist bump. No more handshakes, no more fist bumps. Instead, Andrea, what are we doing? There we go. Chris got it.
Elbow bump.
Yeah, we're elbow bumping. So I
I'm
feel
like,
like
don't
either
touch
a
me.
T-Rex or somebody that lost a limb in some kind of industrial accident. You're my friend. Okay, there's the MLB pushing back opening day indefinitely, so we might not even have a Major League Baseball season this year, depending on how things go.
that's un-American.
Well, with that much money, it's going to fucking happen one way or another. We'll have, like, arena... By the way, whatever happened to arena football? Arena football was actually really good.
It's still around.
They paid people a base rate, and then you got bonuses according to your ability and scoring and whatnot. Doing your job, essentially. And it was smaller, it was faster, it was quicker. It was like hockey football. It was good. That's actually when wrestling tried to take over football. They were run by the same people that ran like Major League or the big wrestling people. So now Ed's back. I want to see, before I read these last couple articles I have, maybe we want to talk about some other stuff here now that we're all back in. Anything? No, really? Ed, are you scared at all? Are you nervous, worried? In the least?
I'm not concerned about the coronavirus itself. I'm worried about the panic in the world economy. That's my concern. Because...
Let's talk about that. Now, I'm going to interrupt you because for a basis here, Ed called it Wednesday when he sent me that message where we decided this was this week's topic. On the 11th, he sent this. Today, Dow records worst point drop in history. Tumbles nearly 3,000 points. So it's recorded worst one-day point drop in history and its worst performance on a percentage basis since October 19th, 1987, known as Black Monday. Stocks fell to session lows in the final hour of trading, and oh boy, did it. Like 4% in that last hour. It was incredible. Trump said outbreak could last until July, August. So here's where things stand. First of all, the S&P 500 finished down nearly 12%, the broadest measure of American stocks. That's what the S&P is defined as. And it's down 16.9% so far this month. So considering 12 it was today, the rest of the month doesn't look too bad. The Dow closed 2,999 points down, or 12.9% lower. A 13% drop in one day is huge. NASDAQ Composite, which I don't even know what that means, ended 12.3% down. U.S. stocks are down, but off their earlier lows, so they didn't go down as much as they could. And for the S&P 500, it opened at 8.1%. The index hit a circuit breaker. Basically, this is a 15-minute shutdown from what I understand, where trading is halted, where it plummets so fast they go, go get a fucking breath of air, smoke a cigarette, get some water, before we get into full panic mode.
Whatever you need.
But, yeah, after falling...
Okay, so what's the Dow right now?
The Dow right now is... I don't have the numbers of what it is, but it dropped...
Because,
Go ahead.
Yeah, but we've been setting records with the Dow. Like we were getting up to 30,000 or something, and if it's dropped 2,000, it's going to be expected. And it'll drop and it'll recover, and it'll drop and it'll recover. We're running at the record highs, so there are going to be record drops. But we're still running like.
Toei says something kind of supporting exactly what you're saying. Those in the know about trading in a bear market are still making plenty of money in the market. I'm not worried about the market. It's a lot like 2008. 2008 was hellish, and we really should not bailed the fucking banks out and just took our licks. But yeah, I'm not pointing this out to create panic in any way. Because frankly, I'm at such a poverty level, this don't mean shit to me. It's not going to change how much toilet paper or frozen pizza I buy.
Well, it affects us. Go ahead, Andrew. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I was going to say on the other end of the spectrum, because I can't get stocks, and that stuff doesn't matter to me. But what matters to me is with everything being shut down, like the teachers, I mean, my work is still open, but what if we're shut down for 2 weeks? I won't be able to make my car payment. They don't. What are people supposed to do about that? That's why, it's like, don't go to work sick. That's all good and well, but if you miss work, or your kid is sick and you have to stay home, what do you do? Especially a lot of the younger single parents out there. That's what a lot of people don't understand. They don't take that into consideration.
Andrea, when you're done, pass it to Chris. But keep talking till you're done.
No, that's it. That's my point.
Chris, go.
So apparently in this latest bit that the governor and things has shut down all of the things, apparently until the shutdown ends, your basic utilities do not have to be paid and cannot be shut off until the state of emergency is released here in Maryland. And there was one other thing to essentially help that, that the utility companies can't take away your utilities for not paying them until a specified time after we are no longer in a state of emergency.
I don't think my mortgage company's going to go for it.
I think they will. And here's why.
I don't think my mortgage company's going to go for it.
Here's why they will. Trump, being the businessman he is, just like he's going to bail out these airlines, which I'm kind of frustrated about because they run their fucking household the same way I do, which is paycheck to paycheck. Whereas, other companies are actually offering, if you are diagnosed with coronavirus, not corona, but coronavirus, let me put the two words together, they'll actually give you paid time off. But the reason I say yours will is Trump might go, you cannot oust people for the next so many months while they catch up. He might put in a federal thing and bail out the mortgage companies. Andrea?
But here's the thing, you have to get diagnosed with it. Some people, if they don't go to work, they don't have health care and they can't pay the doctor to go get diagnosed to get this. So that's it's catch-22.
Something else, though, I have received emails from both my phone company, my cell phone company, and my electric company going, we're removing, unlike what Elizabeth said, that's a beautiful world, but they're like, we're removing penalties and extra fees. Not, we won't turn off your electric. Just, we won't charge you that penalty fee if we do turn off your electric.
Oh, I got a thing from my car insurance saying, well, with all this going on, you need to budget accordingly.
Oh, that's smart. That's smart. They're like, we still want our money, motherfucker. That was their email.
Yeah, that's basically what they were saying, just in a roundabout, nicer way. And I'm like, no.
That's
okay.
I just got a thing today from my mortgage company, and I saw mortgage company. Oh, cool. I know my bill's not due because I just paid that shit. I was like, hey, they're going to give us a break because of the corona thing. Oh, no. It's to let you know that your escrow was short this year, so your bill is going to be increasing.
Really? Why the fuck was your... See, I've dealt with that before, and it pissed me off. I'm like, this is not my fault. Why am I being penalized for your mistake? Let me tell you what, guys. Okay. If you ever want to live the American... Go ahead, Elizabeth.
On a happier note, as I've been sitting here and lots of restaurants are closing in North Carolina and chains, a lot of them are still paying their employees up to $400 a week, even if they don't go to work for the next month. And that is happening. And a lot of that is due to they're trying to pass removing the payroll tax off of businesses right now and get it through Congress so they can take that money and pay. So, keep the faith. Maybe it'll,
That's pretty good because, I hear this in North Carolina and then Chris in Maryland. What about Virginia? That ain't shit.
Well, from what I hear, there's a way there there's a free coronavirus test, and you don't have to leave your home. You just
Oh,
have
a free
to
corona.
send a fecal matter to the address as Ralph. Send it to the governor.
Mr. Ralph Northam here.
Ralph Northam, Governor of Virginia.
Okay,
Sorry,
let me
Chris,
tell you
shit.
guys, you can send him shit, but do not talk shit, because you'll get arrested. Because that bill passed, didn't it, Ed?
Wow.
I don't know if that passed or not.
That one
I
passed.
don't know.
Remember.
That one passed.
Yeah.
Chris, what are you gonna say, man?
So the governor has announced that has prohibited any evictions from taking place during this time until further notice. And yeah, essentially, no utility companies will be allowed to shut off service or charge late fees.
It's incredible.
Hmm.
That's-
Well, that's good because everybody already blew their money on toilet paper.
Toy,
And
that's
liquor.
I mean, this also includes like internet, so that's good.
cool.
What were you saying there, Ed?
That's the same reason mine went up because apparently my tax value went up. So yeah, my escrow went up.
Couple more articles that's come out since we started streaming this show. Seattle mayor announces $5 million in grocery vouchers to help families.
That's nice.
WWE will hold WrestleMania 36 in an empty Orlando arena. That's going to be a different feel. Social Security office will close in-person services starting Tuesday. Los Angeles will stop issuing parking tickets for the next 2 weeks. I also have an LA prison article to talk to you guys about. Titanic 2. What was that? Anyhow, Colombia will close borders to slow coronavirus spread.
And Mexico wants to close the U.S.-Mexican border too.
Yeah.
'Cause they don't want us going down there bringing coronavirus.
They only have like 60 confirmed cases
Yeah.
in the whole country, so they're like,
Because
yeah,
we're all
fuck
here.
sit the fuck out.
Wow.
We got a couple. We're in the like 1800 range or something like that.
Hey, which is one of the articles that I pulled up. Let's see if I did mark it down. I think it's down here at the bottom. Yeah, L.A. County Sheriff releases inmates early due to coronavirus concerns. So, reducing the number of arrests in the county. And they give the person's name. Sheriff Alex Villanueva said in a news conference Monday, reduced population in jails by releasing inmates with less than 30 days left in their sentence. I think that's very reasonable. On February 28th, when the first county started taking actions, it had 17,076 people in custody. As of Monday, they have 16,459. So it's directing local agency to cite and release everyone they can. In other words, release the burden on the government of taking care of people. Authorities, which, by the way, all the Republicans should be thumbs up, all the Democrats should be stinky poopies. And by the way, I'm somewhere in the middle where I get both sides of that one. Authorities are being directed to seek medical attention first for anyone showing symptoms before booking them. So basically, everybody coming into the prison system is like, check you for the coronavirus because we don't need you being a burden on the system in that way. You'll probably be dead anyway. This is not a direct quote from the article. This is my commentary added. Number of arrests have been reduced from an average of 300 per day in Los Angeles County to 60 arrests a day. No confirmed cases of coronavirus. Yeah, I know. So who was it the other day that posted the picture of the guy being pulled over and he's holding a sign to the window to the trooper going, I have coronavirus. And the subtitle is Pure Genius. Which says, by the way,
They're delivering pizza to the hotel here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're dropping it at the door and running away.
No.
Which is
No,
door
they
right
walked right
here
in.
works in healthcare. So she says, and she's in North Carolina, by the way. Work was rough. People were pissed off. They couldn't eat in the clinic because they had to keep their masks on. Wah, boo-hoo. Put on your big girl panties, you stupid fuckers. Get back in your rooms and eat your Jell-O. Really, who doesn't love Jello? Even if I'm ever in the hospital, I will not. Tennessee. I'm sorry.
Tennessee.
Apparently I had you deported to North Carolina. You were in the wrong state. Please move. And I think Tennessee was one of the ones that shut down a lot of stuff today too, if I'm not mistaken. I think I saw that. I didn't pull every article about every state that did it because it got to the point where there were, 5 or 10 of these things, and I'm like, yeah, I just don't need individual articles for all these things. So where do you think it's all? You know what? Actually, Ed, I asked you a question, and I did not go around to everybody. And does anybody remember what I asked Ed?
No.
Well, at least it was Ed that got to answer it because he doesn't answer a whole lot. Ed, are you going to mustache?
Until I shave it the next few days, yeah.
You gonna do a whole goatee to go with it?
Nah.
Just-
Not at work.
Just a mustache?
Not at work. Just a mustache.
They're so gauche. Only Italian grandmothers.
Hmm?
Only Italian grandmothers.
Well, how do you know it's not? Don't judge him.
Okay, fair
Don't
point.
put him in
Moving
that
on.
box.
My upper lip is so sensitive that when I shave, I don't always shave my upper lip, except for like once a week or so, because it's just sensitive.
Like in the good
Yeah.
way where it makes your leg go. Or the bad way.
That's
where
what that
you're
noise was.
Just doesn't want to hurt his feelings. Takes long enough for the hair to grow.
Oh no, that's me.
We're still waiting.
Yeah, this whole thing, like, let's have a contest of beard growing. I'm like, yeah, you win. That's all there, right there. I haven't shaved in 14 years. Look at that fucking luxurious growth. Witch's Door says basically we take everybody's temperature and make them wear a mask the entire treatment. Witch's Door, I think you need to clarify what kind of facility you work at. I was under the impression perhaps rehabilitation center, aka old folks home, but I don't know now because that's going to be rough for the guy that delivers the carpets when you're like, hold on, we're going to take your temperature. Though Ed does that at work, and he's security.
I don't do it. We do have some sites that do it, though. It's
So-
been a big discussion this week.
Is security having to do it, or do you have like a temp medical person in scrubs going, say and you get a lollipop?
Well, that was a part of the discussion because they did, the 4 sites that we have, they did want security to do it. And basically our risk management stepped in and said, we're getting closer to infringing on some people's HIPAA rights, so security's not going to get involved in that. So, but yeah. So now security just has to monitor as they take their own temperature and fill out this little questionnaire. Have you been to China? Do you have a cough? Do you whatever? So, yeah.
Okay.
She used to be like, oh, don't put the thermometer there.
And which is, no, that's good enough. A dialysis clinic, that's good enough. As for you getting in voice chat somewhere to better explain, considering all things, I don't want your fucking Zika virus. So no, you can't get on there.
You don't
We-
have to be good. That's how you get.
We're all taking our own temperature right now. So,
Yeah, we are.
We would have taken each other's, but we virtually did it. By the way, Elizabeth, earlier I stated that I want to shoot people in the head. I was talking virtually also as opposed to in reality. Though, let's take the last half hour, guys. Let's take the last half hour and go crazy with paranoia conspiracy theories. And I want to stress to our viewers or listeners in the podcast after the live show, etc., these are going to be crazy conspiracy theories that we come up with. Worst case scenarios that sci-fi writers or screenwriters would take and run with. So, Andrea,
Yeah.
where do you think some of the worst case scenarios are with this?
Oh, zombie.
Say again?
Zombie.
Rub your mic for me. No, that's it. You're just very quiet. Okay. Zombie, you said.
Zombies.
Okay.
Zombies are the worst case scenario, and that's okay. I have a plan in place. Even if it happens when I'm at work.
Well, I think especially if it happens at work, because you've discussed that with me, I have no idea what your in-home plan is.
We'll discuss that later.
She's going to give the example as she shoves me out the door into the cold and locks it behind me. Guard the glass.
She's safe with the cats now.
That's right. Either they'll all live happily ever after, or she eats a lot of Chinese food. Okay, so
we have a lot of rice.
So zombies, that's your worst case scenario. So what about you, Chris? Stir up your creativity, work in some realism. Not that zombies aren't so real. But what do you think?
I think we're heading towards a Mad Max situation, if anything.
How so?
You know, those isolated groups of people who are hoarding all of the whatever, and then got...
Shut up, toilet paper boy.
Know, toilet paper, just resources in general. And then you've got, you know, everyone doing whatever the fuck they want to raid those, you know, people of their resources. And like that's probably more accurately the direction we're headed right now.
Ed?
Travis, remember that location that I gave you?
No, I don't. Please resend that. Oh my God! Please, because no. But go on.
Seriously, mine were expressed during the last week when we came up with the idea for the show. That was my worst case scenario there. Then yeah, we did canned food this weekend. Yes, I did order an 80-piece cake, 80 roll case of toilet paper, but that wasn't because of any of this. It's simply because, as those that know that have listened to the show previously, we do prep for bullshit to happen, and our supplies were low, and we buy meats and so forth and so on to can at a future date, and we needed to do some canning and smoking of meats this week. So
I know it looks like you've got some jams and maybe some peaches.
Andrew, I really think we need to make a point.
I need some bacon jam.
Well, we need to make a point of getting together with Ed.
Oh, sorry, Charles. Go ahead.
We need to make a point of getting together with Ed and Teresa when they do this, so we can learn how they do it, buy the proper equipment, and do it. And not even for any kind of paranoia, just for, look at all the good shit they have behind them.
Yeah, I know how to can and all, but I don't know how to make bacon jelly.
Okay, we can do that.
Yeah.
We made our first bacon this weekend, and it turned out very good. We made two different types. We made maple and bourbon bacon, and both of them turned out very, very well.
Did you mix the two so they could blend together and you can see what it's like together?
The bourbon bacon is a mix of maple and bourbon mixed together. It's good.
So any other thoughts on this paranoia level? Because I'm saving Elizabeth for last, because she and I, as writers... Not that you guys can't come up with the same ideas. We're just training ourselves to come up with these crazy-ass things. I'm going to collaborate with her to make the fictional future. Anybody else? Ed, you got more? Andrea, Chris?
No more.
Well, I just planted vegetables, and I remember the Pickle Man stories and the zombie vegetables.
Zombie Pickles from Space. Elizabeth, or anybody else, does anybody have a link to Zombie Pickles in Space that they could put into chat for everyone? Which, Elizabeth, you're muted. And Toei says, my idea, everyone who dies of the virus has alien DNA. We all know that the common cold flu took out all the Martians.
Yes,
I get this.
There we go. We got Elizabeth now.
All right, I'm sorry, that was weird. I don't know how that happened.
I don't know. I didn't do it, I swear.
All right.
So, Elizabeth, you ready to work together on this?
I'm ready. Let's
I'm
do
going to
this.
throw out some
Already got it.
baseline stuff here, okay? And then we can
Alright.
expand from here. First of all, factual stuff. I'd love to mix in the factual stuff. So, we have border closings. We have military assistance being issued. We have government mandates to not cut off electric and other essential utilities. Then we have hoarding.
Okay.
So far, that's what we all have. Now, we have a virus. Now, let's say this virus, just like a lot of good or bad science fiction, mutates quickly, as we've seen in so many different movies and books, whether it's just changing so we can't keep up with the changes, taking out certain groups or types, or becoming airborne, or whatever mutation we have. So what are we looking at, Elizabeth? What else you got to throw into this mix, or how do we
Alright,
connect
so
the
it's
dots?
going to mutate. Thing that's going to be really bad is if it jumps to animals.
Which, by the way,
so people can.
if I may,
So,
this type of virus is known to originate largely in bats. Also, fun facts, this particular type of virus is known to affect cats, cattle, bats, and camels.
And dogs.
No.
the thing is, when
There
we
has
start.
been one dog, at least from China, that has been diagnosed with the virus.
Proven false.
Yeah. Are they catching it? Okay, the thing is, animals generally can catch a virus from other animals.
Yes.
When it gets serious is when we start passing it back and forth between humans
Between
and animals.
species, yeah.
And that's when the mutation starts springing up and going crazy. And that's when it starts just wiping out huge populaces. Like when
So
the
let's
frogs
pick
go and the bees go, we're screwed.
Three animals that can catch it, that can spread it quicker and faster. What do we got? I'm going with roaches, dogs, and
Birds.
cats. What do you think?
Roaches
Yeah.
won't catch it; they'll just spread it.
Right.
They won't even touch a roach. Are you kidding me?
But roaches touch you when they crawl across you in your sleep, especially in large cities.
From what I hear, like frogs are the filter. When the frogs start dying, that's it.
So
So
you're
I
going
think
with-
it would be something frogs, and I think birds, because birds eat, pollinate, and poo anywhere and everywhere.
But how's that going to affect people? Unless it gets into chickens.
Chickens, if it's airborne and it hits the surface, or
Ooh,
mites that live on birds.
I've got a great idea. Let's infect the bees with it. Not that they're affected, but they become a carrier, and
Zombies.
as they pollinate flowers, that pollen that the flowers are now releasing carry the infection.
Well, okay, that'll work.
That's
That'll
a
work,
worldwide
you
thing
know?
like that. Of course, only one hemisphere
You're
at a
not
time.
going to be allowed around any of my bees.
The thing that I think was what's going to happen is, I mean, we can brainstorm, how and this and that, but what'll happen is that certain people are going to die and certain people aren't going to die. And then what will become the power play is, why didn't these certain people die? It'll be
Right.
either genetic thing, or maybe
Common
they
trope
got
for
the
this sort of thing.
I don't know, the mercury vaccinations or something, and then it'll be a fight to the death over the blood
By the
or
way, I want to
resentment.
encourage
or...
all stupid people who don't research, please do inoculate yourself with mercury. Please. Go on, Elizabeth. See, here's what I'm thinking. 3 trilogies. What do you got, Ed?
Did any of you happen to watch The Last Ship?
Oh,
Wait a
yeah. No, I didn't. I only bits and pieces.
Yeah, check out an episode or two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it pretty good?
Yeah, it was very good.
Okay.
It was very good.
I like
I'm
Ed's
s- I'm s-
reviews.
I'm
He's not
streaming.
terribly judgy, but he doesn't
Can
put
you
up
sit
with
somewhere
shit
else?
in his
I'm on a
entertainment.
live
Chris, you
show
okay there?
right now. I appreciate it.
Yeah, they just canceled a bunch of shit that I was supposed to do tomorrow, so.
I'm just going to hold
Aw,
Chris's phone
sorry,
during
Chris.
the show, so
Not
we
your
get
fault.
to have our Chris with us. I understand the temptation, but
See you in Fortnite, Chris.
Well, that's the thing. Like, now I need to go into work to get my computer to come back home and work from home for the next 3 days.
actually, you might want to join us in Fortnite. That might help you out. Yeah, just like PvP to the max. Anyhow, so here's what I'm
Okay,
thinking.
this was an intentionally planted virus, right?
Right.
That's going to affect people, right? And only a certain number of people get. There's a panic that's raised, and then we have to either buy or get. Oh, someone's got the cure.
Okay.
Someone's got the cure.
Let me pitch you here, Elizabeth, because what I like what you're saying, baby. I like what you're saying, babe. What you're saying is good. But let me add in here. Let me just add
We'll
in
do
here.
lunch. We'll do
What
lunch.
we've got 3 trilogies, 3 separate series. We want this with space between the trilogies. So in the first trilogy, we got the whole breakdown of society, the dying of people and surviving, just getting out of the populated areas as they're dying. So we've got that, and we've got how it's spread, and we've got how it's injected. Now, second trilogy. Second trilogy is the survival trilogy, the one we see in all our series. So we've got that. And the third trilogy, we totally go Mad Max. But remember, all these people, all your elders who are in their 40s, that's your elders now, your 40s, remember the virus. The younger people don't even remember it anymore. So we have that cross generation. So what do you think? What can we do with that? Trilogy 1, 2, and 3. What do you want to talk about?
It would suck if it wiped out all the young people and there were only old people left. And now you gotta work the fields with arthritis.
Well, you got to work the field. Well, even if we go with 30 to 50-year-old survival, what do you got, Ed?
That's what black people are for, Elizabeth.
Oh!
What was that? I didn't hear that. I'm sorry, I got
You
screaming
got to make
kids.
him say it again? Oh my God!
That's what the black people are for.
That's funny because
notice all the awkward looks on the white people's faces. The black guy's like, "I'm a smug motherfucker." Chris is leaving the room. Andrea's looking down. Travis is covering. Chris is like trying to masturbate there. I don't know what he's doing.
He just ran to his bed. Look, he was.
I need my
his
safe
comfort blanket.
space.
I need my security monkey.
You
This
cannot
happened
call
before,
Ed
it
your
will
security
happen
monkey. That is wrong.
What if it just wiped us out where we couldn't reproduce anymore?
Nah,
And there you go.
that's boring. I like
Is
the
that a
idea of
bad
it
thing?
killing off the very young and the
Ooh,
very
Andrea.
yes. Andrea, what do you got?
Can you make a surprise ending where the toilet paper is secure?
Okay, only in the first trilogy
With
or
a
the
beast.
third one. Maybe in the third
But
one.
only 4-ply. Only 4-ply.
Wait, they have 4-ply toilet paper?
Yeah.
Okay.
But don't use it. Only use the little skinny one because it'll clog up your
quick
pipes.
tangent, guys. Let me help you out here. When it comes to toilet paper, don't buy the 4-pack at the dollar store for $1. It is 1 ply of 1,000 sheets puffed up with air. Seriously. Go buy a name fucking brand toilet paper that's 2-ply. That one roll costs as much as a 4-pack at the dollar store, but it literally has 5 times the amount of sheets on it. One roll is better than 4 other. Use basic math. You stupid motherfucker. You're the reason we die.
Not the
We
plague.
just need to stop making single-ply toilet paper altogether.
Remember when Cheryl Crow came out and told everyone that you only need to use 1 square to wipe
One
yourself?
square. I was like,
I'm like, what size is your JJ?
I
I wouldn't
can't-
even wipe my nose with
Yeah, I was about to say I can't even
think
clean my
it's a
nose.
square.
And not even blow my nose. Fair point, Andrea. Maybe it's Madonna size, you know.
How big is the target? My God. I wouldn't dab my eye with that.
Do we even have any viewers? Any listeners? I don't fucking know.
Do we have any more viewers? Is that what you said?
That's
All right,
awesome.
now we can get serious.
Oh, God. They left to get the toilet paper because they heard it's secure.
That's right. That's totally what happened. Let me.
I think it's all us.
It doesn't matter. Anyhow, let's see what we got here. Let's see if I got any other actually interesting articles as opposed to just more details. I don't think I do.
And Gary.
Gary is one of us.
Us and Gary.
Gabby! One of us. Uber Gabba, Uber Gabba.
Us and Gary.
There's a
It's a
book
new
in
show.
there.
It's a new show, Us and Gary. It's like SpongeBob Part 2.
Some country somewhere isn't going to have as many deaths as everyone else. And then it's going to
there
get down to a matter
wasn't
of
the internet.
resources. Yeah. And then it's going to get down to who can invade them first or beat them first to get the resources.
You mean toilet
Kinda like
paper?
Chris
Did you
was
just want to say toilet paper?
Toilet paper.
Toilet paper.
What about all
Why
the
would you-
tribes like that are
This is
cut off from
and
the rest of the world?
is good GNU.
They're going to be fine.
Yeah. What if the last food source on the planet was each other? Dun dun dun. You can survive the coronavirus, but you have to eat other people.
No,
See?
that
I
would
do
work.
that now.
That's why you'll never get it.
And that is why the coronavirus is the highest search thing on Pornhub right now.
Why on Pornhub?
Why not?
Is that because they don't want to unlink from it, so they just look there?
Well, can you imagine what's up there?
No, but I will be finding
I
out
do
very
not want to
shortly.
infect my computer. I have never been to Pornhub.
Really?
Never been.
No, Pornhub
X
is...
Hamster is
sorry.
more better than Pornhub anyway.
What is it?
Which one?
But
X Hamster.
X
X
Hamster?
hamster. Okay.
Really? I'll have to
Let
take
me
a
look
look.
that up right now.
Does everybody remember Persian Kitty?
No.
Ed, Chris?
I should, but no.
Gary says they are on
no, just you.
PH, Pornhub so much they think it's a search bar for Google. Persian Kitty was like the original porn distributor where you went to find all your porn links back in like 2002. But now
I
I
didn't have a
found
computer then.
what, Andrea?
I didn't have a computer then.
Oh,
I
you do
remember
now.
my first computer. Anyhow. So in our ultimate thing, now Elizabeth, are you with me with the 3 different trilogies? Because I think something that is missing is you give us a full story arc of 3 trilogies or 3 seasons on a streaming thing,
Mosquitoes.
and then
Alright.
jump forward 30 to 50 years. So the world has changed enough, essentially a whole generation, that we're skipping over. And now you have that separate world. It's the same world, but now it's moved
All right.
forward.
How many do we lose?
Oh, I think from the initial thing, we lose at least minimum 70%. By the time we're into
But then
the...
you gotta have the survivors run into like those indigenous tribes.
And do what with them?
I don't know.
So they all ran to South America and middle of Africa? Because that's the only place we have indigenous tribes left.
Yeah.
That and
Yeah,
There's
Jersey.
they-
jungles down in
There's
South
a couple in
America.
the Amazon.
Well, that's what it said, South
in the
America.
Amazon.
Yeah, South America and mid-Africa.
That'd be such a fun story. Like, you're the only one left, like, just in your state. Like, you think you are. Like, there's no one else. And there you go. Now you gotta survive.
Would it be
Like
they just-
zombie link.
Like, they just all die on you. Like, they're just dead.
See, oh, thank you.
Like
I
How would
appreciate
they
Will
that.
die?
Smith movie with his dog.
Celt Duke Cheese.
Kinda.
Let-
Except without the
X400.
poorly animated, 3D
See, Ed,
vampires.
let's talk about this. Let's talk about survivalism. Okay.
Kind of like
Okay.
Omega Man. Or Last Man on Earth. It's just nobody. Just bodies, maybe. Rotting.
We've got a destination point to meet up if shit goes wrong.
Mhm.
Which, seriously, I need you to send that to me again.
You just
and
don't
then I
remember
need to
where it
actually
is.
get a
Oh,
paper
okay.
map and mark it.
Okay.
So we've got that. No, pretty much our plan is for other things. If somebody could walk into the camp, carrying the disease that's killing everybody, do you still meet up? And you wouldn't even know they had it because 2-week incubation period, you don't know.
Well, he'll bring the thermometer.
And the
Angel
sign-off
force.
form.
Oh, it would be like biohazard bombs, right? Like, we'll
Yeah.
give you all this money and cures. We'll take care of your family. And they're telling, like, the infected person, we'll take care of your family, but you go infect this other people, right? And so they have a bomb and they just splatter everyone. No, everyone's infected. Oh, that'd be a great
See,
scene.
my opinion is...
I would-
My opinion is the crazy fucking opinion of we take them in anyway, because the bottom line is if we're not wired to survive this, if we're not genetically predisposed to surviving this virus, it's better to get it and die than have it crop back up 20 years later, which could be something in the second
And
trilogy,
that's
Elizabeth.
Yeah,
That's
correct.
the story they sell you, right? Well, you have to be infected. And then you're like, no. And then they're like, the guns. Now you got to get infected or we'll kill you. And, oh, no.
Just allergies, never mind.
And then the person says, I've already been infected, but you never showed symptoms. Well, it doesn't work on me. Oh, you're a liar. Oh, no. Oh, yeah.
Hold on while
What
we
was
make you
that?
lick this doorknob. Yes, Ed.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I mean, good point. A pandemic you're never going to be able to truly hide from unless you're just by yourself,
Right.
living in a cave
What
somewhere.
do you do then?
You can't truly hide from a pandemic. So sooner or later, you're going to have to take your chances and say,
Yeah. I say come
Come
infect
on
me,
in.
and if I die,
Right.
I'm done.
No, but what if you don't? See, that's the ultimate low budget. We can make a film, right? Because there's nobody else but this one person.
Right.
And people banging on the door, let us in, and you don't, do you? Don't, I don't know. And then when they blow up, it's just splattering on the glass.
How did
Be
your
fabulous.
fucking coronavirus turn into the exploding virus? Coronavirus part 2. This time it explodes.
It's fabulous. Because it's a horror movie. It's got to get gross.
just
You
a-
just-
I was thinking
Please
romance.
don't
Where were
die.
you?
Hey, if I'm going, I'm taking people with me. That's it.
I'll just tell
That's
you now,
what-
if I'm one of the survivors and there's all these dead bodies everywhere, I'm just gonna barf.
Yeah. Don't inhale. Ew.
Yeah, by the way, if Andrea joins us in a survivalist saying she's totally fucking vegetarian because she cannot watch an animal butchered and eat afterwards.
No, I could. I used to do childcare on a farm. I could not do it.
You have a
Like,
problem
they would
with
have the
your
hogs hanging
feather
from
on
the
your
trees,
chicken
and
wing.
that was the best bacon a couple of days later. As long
She
as there's
got
no
hungry
feather
enough.
on it, I'm fine.
There's no feather on human.
No, on the chicken wing.
Okay, I do want to keep in mind if we're gonna eat people, guys, let's only go for muscle tissue, no internal organs, especially brain. Please, can we agree on that? No livers, no pancreas. We don't know what these fuckers
Yeah, I
ate.
agree on that because that's nasty.
And
Wow.
and the fat people, they might be
That's not
marbled
gonna-
really well, but it's still not healthy meat. That's McDonald's meat right there. Don't eat
Yeah,
it.
but
It's not
you-
going to stop me from making a ball out of their stomach.
But you get a lot of
Having a few
grease
soccer
burning your
games.
oil lamps.
That's true,
Yep.
Ed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as for the ball, that is a good thing. Is the human stomach actually strong enough to make a ball out of? Wouldn't it be better just do it out of cowhide or some sort of animal hide?
No, it'll work.
It'll work.
As long as you don't have cleats on.
Oh, here's a fun fact. In one of the books...
I have.
Yes, Andrea?
There's this thought that popped in my head. I'm like, okay, if we have to
Speak.
eat anybody, and it's Ed, there will be summer sausage for everybody.
For those of you not in there, Ed's last name is Summer. So,
I'll be kielbasa and rump roast.
I have a friend that refuses to eat a hot dog at my house.
Wait,
Can't say
a
I
hot
blame
dog or a hot dog at your house?
A hot dog at my house. He'll eat it any place else, but not at my house because we were having a cookout one time and he had just found out that I was a nudist. And I mentioned that, yeah, I grill butt naked sometime. He was like, summer sausage. I'm never going to eat a hot dog at your house ever again.
Well, I would imagine you're more of a bratwurst or hot dog seems a little small. It's not proportional, you know. Once again, kielbasa maybe.
I told him we'll give him a smoked one, but no.
You guys some crazy friends, man.
Travis.
Yes, what?
Are you alright? Are you alright? It's not a tumor.
Travis will eat hot dogs at my house.
Naked.
I would have 10 years ago because he used to shave, but he's quit shaving, so I'll at least check it for a pube before I eat it now. But I'll still eat it.
Do you wear an apron?
No.
For safety's sake,
Oh,
you're
I
not
know.
worried about like splashback?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
Well,
what
he's-
doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
No, it fucking hurts. There's an in-between point, stupid motherfucker. It's though if you're cooking on a grill, there's not a lot of grease.
No, there's no
splashback. Yeah,
splash.
if you're making fried chicken in the nude, wear a goddamn apron. If you're making bacon in a
Well,
skillet,
if it's
wear an apron.
charcoal, little embers.
Even that charcoal really doesn't kick off a lot of embers. Cooking on a campfire, embers, but really, they don't shoot at you at light speed. You know, you get a chance to go, dance backwards before they catch your pubes in a little forest flame of sweaty smell.
Yeah, damn, I knew I should have shaved.
You should have shaved, should not have. Okay, we're almost to the last couple minutes. Let's see if we can wrap up any of these concepts. I'm going to really reiterate a few things in the last 5 minutes, but so what do you think, Elizabeth? Viable 9 seasons on Netflix with 6 to 10 episodes each, or at
Yeah,
least 3 movies?
and we have to have a major twist.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. Also,
A major twist.
here's
I
the
already got
twist.
it. Go ahead.
Oh, what, you got one too?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Mine is, in the first trilogy, we follow a younger person that survives. So in the second trilogy, when we bump it 30 to 50 years in the future, they still survive. 2 or 3 of them, of the same characters. The rest are dead and gone. So now you have that secondary survivalist against other people. Then the third trilogy, when you bump it another 20 to 50 years forward, here's the twist. The virus drastically increased the age range of survival. So you're actually healthy well into your 90s. It strengthened your immune system. So now you have extended life but drastically reduced population. Talk about changing a dynamic of government. What was yours?
That's cool. That's cool.
She says
that's
with
very
a
cool.
mild tone.
I was thinking of something like, okay, I was sticking on the idea of intentionally infecting people. So
Mhm.
then I was playing with, okay, well, who would do that? And so I jumped around. I don't have paper in front of me, so I can't brainstorm. But one of them was, well, maybe, okay, yeah, I always go like, well, maybe it was demons or, you know, maybe some kind of monster. But then I thought, well, maybe the virus is a monster. Maybe
Oh.
that's how they're breeding. That
Come back to the alien thing.
and
Could be an
Yeah,
alien
kinda
virus
like it's
planted
some-
here.
alien or ancient or mythical or magical, whatever what direction you want to go.
Let's go with Alien Area 51. The government released it to test it against human population.
In China.
In China.
Where Area 51
China.
really was.
What I don't. My first
Everything's made
suspicion
in
was,
China.
what if it was a population reduction strategy? Because they've got billions of people, right? And this is
Yeah.
just the first test run. Like maybe this is how it spreads, and then the next one is this is the spreader, and then they attached a real killer to the spreader. So this is just the infectious test.
By the way, Chris,
And so you know,
like what you posted right there.
It's an interesting little infographic.
Elizabeth, you need to look at this infographic because the death tolls. They have the number, but they also have like a furry ball, like an angry, very colorful tribble, to represent the death tolls. It's actually a very interesting graphic, which I'm not going to go into right now because we're in the last 4 minutes. Here's what I want to say: closing thoughts, final thoughts, 45 seconds each. Ed,
Nah, I'm good.
you got it. Andrea,
I shot my wad.
on the summer sausage.
I can't say anything now.
Chris,
I mean, honestly, some more people are going to die, but it's really going to be not that bad in the end.
Andrea, back to you.
Sorry, I was yawning. Just wash your hands, fuckers.
Good, good.
That's all I gotta say.
Elizabeth, 45 seconds. Closing thoughts.
Sure. Sure, no problem. I agree with what everyone just said, and let me add: be quick to think and be slow to react.
Great advice.
And look out for each other. Take it easy on one another. Be kind.
Yeah. My closing thoughts are this. Different people are going to be affected different way. Just because you're not affected at all, even if you're diagnosed with it, doesn't mean somebody else who looks perfectly healthy isn't going to die from it. Remember that. Not everybody is you. And also, if you have a compromised immune system for some reason, other people are healthy. Remember that also. We're all different. Okay? So it relates to everything they said. Other than that, keep your head about you. Don't panic, people. Okay? Buying all the toilet paper now is going to create a backlash in 3 to 6 weeks. It really will. You're not going to shit that much. Calm your asshole. Other than that, let's do a closing toast here. The only difference between death and taxes is that death doesn't get worse every time Congress meets. Will Rogers, fucking genius. Or a super asshole. Maybe both.
Amen.
Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for joining us in the live stream on twitch.tv/Travis Tavern Talk. Thank you for joining us in the podcast on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple, iTunes, and all the different places where we hang out. Make sure you join us live, and that way you can get your comments read on air and interacted. I think that's it. Be careful out there. Don't be stupid. Keep calm. Keep your head. Wash your damn hands, even if there's not a fucking virus. God damn, what's wrong with you people? And by the way, washing your hands after you go to the bathroom protects everybody from pink eye. Washing your hands before you go to the bathroom protects you from the coronavirus. Weird, but true. Jim. Oh, Ireland is the place I come from, Jim. Yes, I'm a leprechaun. I think I'll wear this to work tomorrow and bring my little pot of gold. Andrea, I think she has this big old black bucket, and I can put my gold in it. By that, I mean my junk. Totally putting my fucking nuts and penis into a black bucket and asking the people to reach in.
It's magically delicious.
It is magically delicious.
Little nuggets.
Little nuggets. We're out of here. Here's our closing tune. Everybody, you have a good night, and we'll catch you again next week. Don't forget to join us on Saturday for Right Night, Sunday for Stealing for Survival, starting Chris right there, the guy waving. And then Monday nights with all these motherfuckers. We're out of here.
Thanks for joining us in the discussion shenanigans tonight. You're one thing that makes the show what it is. Don't forget to join us at the tavern next week. Until then, have fun, keep learning, and be good to one another. Now, raise your glass in good cheer. Enjoy the small moments every day, and steamy dreams every night.
There we go. Oh, Lordy. Good night, everybody.